All right. Welcome back to the Football Heritage. Today I have with me a special guest. If you live in Ghana'sville in the early 2000s and the late 90s, the great coach Mate Gbezon. Mate Gbezon, welcome to Football Heritage. You can say more about
Uh,
yourself.
oh, thank you very much, Nasa Musa. My name is Alhaji Koneh, and the folks at the time in Shufatre, Chikizu Factory, beyond Stephen Togo in the Peaceville League, I was called Coach Mighty Beson. At the time, I just came from Basel, and I started getting interested in becoming a football technician. So today, I hold a B lesson from the Confederation of African Football. I'm a soldier, a sergeant in the Armed Forces of Liberia, and also a local CAF instructor. I serve in that position over 2 years now, and that's just me. And presently, I also coach at one of the best academy in Liberia, as the Lee Moravia Football Academy up here in Carisbrooke, where I domicile.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Mate Gbezon. During those days, Mora FC was one of the best team in Ghana'sville third division team, and he was the coach at that time. After he left Mora FC, they fell apart. They were never the same again after Coach Mate Gbezon resigned due to personal reason. And he was the first coach that I saw in Ghana'sville, like what the Brazilian coach of the Nate used to do. Whenever Brazil is in the league, he will bring on Danielson to just kill the game. So he used to do the same when Morrissey in the league. He will bring on like Kamara, say, man, dribble the entire field. All right, so today on the Football Heritage, we'll be looking at the May week games. We have a lot of games in May week, and Arsenal moved 7 points behind Liverpool after they defeated Manchester United 2-0. Chelsea moved second, 7 points behind Liverpool after they defeated Southampton 5-1 at the St. Mary's. And Barcelona moved 4 points clear in the La Liga title race after defeating Real Mallorca 5-1, and Real Madrid slipped to a 2-1 defeat at Bilbao. Kylian Mbappe missed a penalty. So we're going to look at most of the games that played yesterday and today. So yesterday, there were two games in the Premier League, but we're not going into detail. I just want to call the score for our listener. Ipswich Town lost at home to Crystal Palace 1-0 on Tuesday. And Leicester City, managed now by Ruven Nestorov, his first game in charge yesterday. Leicester City won 3-1 against West Ham United. And Barcelona yesterday, they been under a little pressure that last three La Liga game without a win. But yesterday, they defeated Mallorca 5-1. Ferran Torres put Barcelona in the lead, but in the 43rd minute, Mallorca equalized. And on the first half, ended 1-1. But second half, Barcelona came back. They were a different team. They completely dominated the entire second half. And Rafinha scored from the penalty spot in the 56th minute. Rafinha also, he scored his second goal in the 74th minute to make it 3-1. Then Dion and Paul Victor added two more goals for Barcelona to win comprehensively 5-1. So what's your take on that game yesterday? Barcelona winning 5-1 at Mallorca.
Yeah, The Barcelona team is a good start from the time I started following them when they had Pep there. And don't get it wrong, Mallorca too, also a good start. I started seeing them in Spain when we had somebody too playing for Mallorca. So as the season starts, everyone come from preseason, can be ready prepared. And the football game says early preparation to bring, give a good result. So looking at that game, I did not watch the game, and I will not say much on it, but informed Barcelona, proved supremacy yesterday with the school level.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Bezo. Yesterday game, first half, Barcelona, they struggled to break Mallorca down. The first goal, it was a blunder from Mallorca. There was confusion between the goalkeeper and the defender. And Ferran Torres capitalized on their mistake. But second half, Barcelona, they were a different team. They were a different team in the second half. They were exceptional. They were excellent in the second half. And they scored 4 goals in the second half to win 5-1. So that win yesterday was Barcelona's first win in 4 La Liga games. Because prior to that game yesterday, they have lost 2 of their last 3 La Liga games. So that victory yesterday was very crucial. And today, moving on to today, their biggest rival, Real Madrid, hoping to close the gap on Barcelona back to 1 point with a game in hand. But they struggle at Mallorca today. Mallorca, the first half ended scoreless. But in the second half, early in the second half, Mallorca scored to make it 1-0. Error by Courtois. He punched the ball in a dangerous area. And when you do that as a goalkeeper, any striker that is there going to capitalize on your mistake.
Atletico.
Yeah, Atletico Bilbao. That's why I said Bilbao.
Yeah.
So Bilbao took the lead. And Madrid, they got a penalty in the 68th minute. Kylian Mbappe stepped up. A terrible penalty, well saved by the goalkeeper. This is Mbappe third penalty miss. I still to be corrected, third or fourth. But I'm going to stick with third. This is a third time missing penalty in Real Madrid share. Crucial penalty. And he has struggled since he went to Real Madrid. In the 78th minute, Jude Bellingham equalized to make it 1-1. But a terrible mistake from Federico Valverde allowed Atletico Bilbao to score a second goal in the 80th minute. And Madrid couldn't equalize. Lost 2-1 away to Bilbao. And losing an opportunity to close the gap on Barcelona to 1 point with a game in hand. What's your take on the game tonight, the Real Madrid game?
Yeah. Thank you very much. The game tonight, I watched, let's say, few minutes of the game, and like you rightly said, the penalty came from Real Madrid, and Kylian Mbappe stepping up to go and take the penalty. But back home in Liberia, yeah, pundits there have been some controversy about Mbappe going to Real Madrid. Mbappe going to Real Madrid, he was already giving, let's just say, a king title in France. And all of a sudden, people are saying if you go, you will not do better. Maybe he might not find chance there because looking at the Madrid attack. Now he has joined the team. And Coming, one person are very skeptical about a performance. Even I was even asking, do I don't follow them to over ask, how am I going have in school saying you would a share? I think they were telling me like, yeah, let's go up to 8 goal.
No, he
Yeah,
has been. Let's forget about the goals, right?
yeah,
Killian has been dreadful. His performance level has been awful since he joined Real Madrid. This is a third crucial penalty miss. He missed against Real Madrid when the game was 1-0. That was another crucial penalty. Today again, the game was 1-0. Real Madrid needed him the most. He missed another penalty. And he also had another opportunity that he missed also. That was not a penalty. His performance has been shambolic since he joined Real Madrid Football Club. Vinny Jr. is out with injury. This is the time for
sure,
Mbappe to show himself to the
yeah,
Madridista, but he has failed miserably. And Koneh
sure,
was another terrible nail for Mbappe. He struggled to nail at Bilbao. And Real Madrid invested a lot of money in Mbappe. They didn't pay a transfer fee to PSG. But as you
sure,
said, he was the main man in PSG, right? But the
yeah,
French league is a substandard league. Everyone knows that. As long as you have not played for one of the top teams in Spain or England as a footballer, you don't deserve to win
yeah,
Ballon d'Or. Right now,
yeah,
at
yeah,
this moment in time, the La Liga and the Premier League are the two best leagues in the world at the moment in time. So, staying at PSG, a lot of people didn't rate in them. A lot of people, that criticism was Mbappe is in Ligue 1. Ligue 1 is a substandard league. PSG is always the favorite to win. So until Kylian can make that move and succeed before we will say he's a big player, or we
sure,
will put him on that pedestal that other people have put him on. But at this moment in time, he is struggling. And Madrid is a team that they don't have a lot of patience. Everyone knows it. Whether it's the coach or the
yeah,
players, they don't have patience for that. If you struggle to find your feet after 1 year, the second year they're going to move you on. So there were a lot of games today in the Premier League, and Everton, they won 4-0 at home to Wolves. Their past 4 games in the Premier League, they failed to score, but they failed to score. All right, welcome. Their past 4 games, they failed to score. Okay, let me just go to Mr. Yaya Koneh to, because we just talked about 2 games. I just want to hear your opinion on the Barcelona game and the Real Madrid game. So you just get your opinion on the 2 games at once. Barcelona, they won yesterday 5-1. And today Real Madrid struggled at Bilbao, lost 2-1 to Atletico Bilbao. Federico Valverde made a huge mistake for Bilbao's second goal. But Kylian Mbappe, he had a penalty. Once again, he stepped up and he kicked a very weak penalty, a very awful penalty that was saved well by the goalkeeper. So, what's your take on the two results?
Well, good evening, guys. How you doing, Engine?
yeah. I'm all right, thank you.
Uh, well, Barcelona game, we all have seen it this season. Um, they've been they've been playing a whole lot of beautiful football. They're scoring goals, winning games. Barcelona problem have been inconsistency. They will win games with high margin score, and then uh, go back in the league maybe after 1 or 2 games, and then they drop points. So it been like that for Barcelona. So there's nothing new. We have seen it. We have seen it doing what they did yesterday. But we give them a credit. They needed a win, especially after dropping so many points and giving edge to Madrid. If Madrid have won today, it was going to be tight for them. Um, they still have a game in hand. So, um, brilliant game from Barcelona. Uh, that wonder kid, Lamine Yaman, he was out for a couple of games
Yeah.
and they were lost in their footing, and now they back on course. You know, so that was a brilliant game from them. We got to give them the credit. But to Madrid, uh, Mbappe, we don't know what entailed his contract. He's going to Madrid, the contract he signed, and all this stuff. But his game have been very poor since he went to Real Madrid. Um, I know he has scored a couple of goals. He scored penalties, some penalties and stuff like that. But that's not about it. The game today was a very crucial match for Madrid, especially after missing a penalty against Liverpool in the Champions League, and then coming today again, give you giving a chance to redeem yourself, because we saw the last game after he missed that penalty, the game Madrid won against Getafe. Madrid had a penalty in that match. Jude Bellingham got a step forward to score that goal. It's a clear indication that Mbappe struggling. He's going through a lot. You know that was the reason why they got to allow Jude Bellingham to take that penalty, because the match was kind of crucial. Madrid needed that win as well. Now you came to this, again. Madrid is down 1-0, and you got a penalty. You step forward. The same poor way to keep taking the penalty against Liverpool. The same position. The same position, and he missed today, cost Madrid the loss. You know, so the pressure continued to pile on Mbappe. It continued to add up, pressure upon pressure. You know, they we saw the game. Madrid is not in their best form. They're struggling. So every chances that come out to them, you know, you got to try to take it, because you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the game. And what happened today when he missed that chance, Madrid managed to equalize through Jude Bellingham, and then another slip or another mistake from Valverde. You know, I don't blame Valverde for that. It's obvious. You go into the game, those things will happen. It will happen. But Mbappe, they have given him so many chances since the start of the season. You know, they don't have that kind of prolific striker right there that will come in and score goals and all this stuff. So Vinicius Junior is out. He's injured. So this is the time. This is the best time for um Mbappe to show to the world that he a good footballer. He a brilliant goal scorer. He didn't Madrid didn't make a mistake by signing him. There was a lot of money involved. There was a lot of twist and turn. There was a lot of things involved in him going to Real Madrid. Now you're going there. Why continue to put pressure on yourself? Because I say this because missing those chances, you know, costing Madrid so many, loss in games, it's not good for him. And this is Real Madrid. You can be whosoever. When they give you the chance to prove yourself, the chance is given to you to redeem yourself. If you can't do it, you're gonna go on the bench. And when you go on the bench, if somebody comes in to start doing the work, it's gonna be tough for you. It's gonna be tough. If Madrid could have won this game today, keep it pressure on Barcelona this with a game in hand, you know, with a game in hand. You win that game, you top of the league, you top of the table. So they lost today again, you know, a lot of chances were made, mistakes were, mistake happening again. So we looking at Mbappe, but the entire team is not really playing. Madrid entire team is not playing. But what Mbappe is doing, he just continue to add a pressure upon himself. You know, you cannot prove to people that you are the king. You just coming. You haven't done nothing. Vanessa Jr., Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, all those guys been there for so long. This is Jude Bellingham's second season. His first season, he was phenomenal. He scored a lot of goals as an attacking midfielder. You know, they're using as fourth number 9. So you playing in that position. This is why I don't want to hear some people playing that Mbappe, his best position is coming from the left wing. No, that's football doesn't work like that. You should be able to adapt. This is a new environment. You went to a new team. You went to a bigger stage. You know, Real Madrid is bigger than Paris Saint-Germain. So you're being over there, you got to prove yourself beyond all reasonable doubt that you're a world-class player. You are in a sub-standard league to the La Liga. The French league is a sub-standard league. You know, you score so many goals. You score goals in the Champions League. You play a couple of games against Real Madrid, and you prove to the world that you can be a better player when you go on any of those things. You know, so he will get all the criticism right now because he's not doing what he's paid to do. He's not doing what he was brought for, you know. So I don't know. I don't really know. You got so many games already you play, and they are giving you so many chances. Put you in that position that Asi and Valencia Jr. gave you a lot of chances to play on the left side, you know, since this is their favorite position, but yet them stay. You're not proving to people that you deserve being or you want to play over there. You know, playing in that role as number 9 or 4-9, Madrid always play a false 9 role. What's the big difference? The chances coming to you. It's not like the chances are not coming. You're missing, penalty as well. So Madrid is not in a better position right now. That could be a mind blowing, game for them, losing to Bilbao like that. Uh, well, this is Madrid. They got to find a way. And I know they will find a way. Maybe when Valencia Junior return, um, there's other things that will happen. But again, one thing I want to urge Carlo Ancelotti. He brought a young kid. I know he's very young. He's new to European football, but sometimes give him the chance, especially a game like today where you had Valencia is absent. You could play Kylian Mbappe on the left extreme and then put Hendrick, put him up front, and put Rodrigo on the right side. Start some games like that. Give him the chance. Let him get his confidence. He went to a bigger team with so many talented players, with so many big names. So you got to give him that confidence. Keep him on the bench all the time, bringing 5, 6, 7 minutes. It's not really necessary.
All right. Thank you very much. So Real Madrid now 4 points behind Barcelona with a game in hand. Today in the Premier League, we have 6 matches. Let me call the score. Everton, they won 4-0 against Wolves. Aston Villa beat Brentford 3-1. Arsenal beat Man United 2-0. Chelsea won at Southampton 5-1. Newcastle United 3, Liverpool 3, Manchester City 3, Nottingham Forest 0. So let's start with the Liverpool game. Liverpool, they were 9 points clear of the Premier League table before today. And since they draw against Arsenal, they have been winning. This is the first time they lost points since they drew to Arsenal at the Emirates. And the game was a fascinating game today. It was a very competitive game, especially the first half. Newcastle United, they dominated possession. And Alexander Isak scored a brilliant goal in that first half to make it 1-0 to Newcastle United. But then Liverpool came back in the second half. 5 minutes into the second half, Curtis Jones equalized to make it 1-0. But Newcastle went ahead 12 minutes later through Anthony Gordon. Few minutes later, Mo Salah scored to make the game 2-2. And in the 83rd minute, Mo Salah scored a second goal and Liverpool third goal to make the game 3-2 if it was Liverpool. At that stage, many people thought that Liverpool they would have won the game, but a costly error from Callahan, the Liverpool goalkeeper, allowed Newcastle to equalize in the 90th minute of the game. So the game ended Newcastle United 3, Liverpool 3. First point drop, send the Arsenal game. And now they are 7 point clear of the Premier League table. So, what you think was the cause today that Liverpool didn't win the game?
Well, Newcastle play a fascinating football today. Today game is one of the game that we talk about. Newcastle, you know, they are not been in their best form, but they play some game well and some game, they kind of approach it differently and they lost heavily. So fortunate for them, today was one of their best day. Um, it was a beautiful game. It was an entertaining game. 3-3 score, and this is one of the game that Liverpool had conceded heavily. And we talk about young players that comes in when the senior player is injured. Liverpool goalkeeper today was not at his best. He been doing great job since Allison left. Um, and then Liverpool defense too. Konate is not there. Joe Gomez is there. We saw some of the defensive error today from him. Um, there was not excellent in defense today. Liverpool have been scoring goals, and we saw that today. They scored three beautiful goals. Two came from Mo Salah. Um, this is what they've been doing all season long. But then the defense, the midfield from the start of the game, they gave the ball away cheaply. Their pressing ability was not good enough, and Newcastle capitalized on those mistakes from them. We know Liverpool since the season start. We saw how they approached Man City game. You know, they played a beautiful game against Man City. So they didn't have that kind of football in the first half, and then when they came back in the second half, the game was open. Everybody want to go for it. Newcastle want to go for it because they have tested Liverpool defense twice already. They scored two beautiful goals, and then the local hey, we don't have to sit back. On the other hand, Liverpool was doing what they normally does. They kept going. They kept on going. They kept on going, and through Mo Salah, they were able to get two beautiful goals. That put them up front, and that terrible mistake came from um, kind of it was very very primitive. You came out as a goalkeeper. Your duty is to make sure once you come out in that position, you got to get the ball. You got to get a touch on it. You know, and when the ball beating, nobody knew where that defender came from. He just tried to put the ball back, and then fortunate for him, it went in the pool, and then they were able to.
No, he
Uh,
left it. It didn't really beating. He left it. He
yeah,
thought he was going outside.
that's what I'm saying. When you come out in that position, you got to make sure you get a touch on it. you know. But I don't know what really, he was thinking. I don't know. He was thinking that nobody was there. The ball was gonna go outside for a goal kick. You come up from that place, you leave your position. You got to make sure you get a touch on that ball. Either to go for corner or you punch it away. But he didn't do it. So that was a elementary mistake from him. And those kind of mistakes are obvious for junior players, for substitute player, bench player. You know, he been given so many chances. Since Allison left, he played some good game, but he had never been heavily tested. Even the Man City game, Real Madrid game, except for the penalty he saved from Kera Mbappe. He had never been tested. Like what we see, Allison, when Allison is in the pool, they kind of see if he made a kind of brilliant job he do. He haven't done that. The defense been so excellent. So today was a test for him. The defense of Liverpool was not at their best, and he got those guys coming at him, and he conceded three goals. He conceded three goals. Again, Liverpool, this is not good for them because it's gonna start bringing pressure on you. You've been winning so many games. in row, and then you come out. Newcastle kind of struggling this season. You come and drop points. You lose 2 points. It closed the gap to 7 points. Man City now is 9 points. So all they need to do then, this had happened. Their next game, they got to put themselves together and get back on the winning way.
Looking at a weekend, Saturday, the first game Saturday, and will be Everton versus Liverpool, Merseyside derby. It is a huge game. Two rivals from the same city, Liverpool, both of them based in Liverpool, and it's a huge clash. That's Liverpool next fixture at Everton. What you think Liverpool can do differently to win that game?
Like I said, Liverpool and Everton game is never an easy one. That's why the fact that Everton is not in a better form, struggling. They've been struggling since the season started. But again, they just won. Winning games always give team confidence. You know, winning games always give them confidence. Liverpool just drop a point. Psychologically, they're gonna be playing on some of those players. Oh, we don't want to lose another. We don't want to drop another points, and then we're going to Everton with that possession. It's gonna be a pressure on Liverpool. You being a league leader, and you're gonna play your city rival, and rivalry matches is always a tough one. It's always a tough game. So they just got to compose themselves. Um, and one thing today, again, I realized from the coach, most of the game that he played Nunes, they kind of struggle in that position a little bit. I don't know what happened. He decided to start Nunes instead of Luis Diaz. You could play Diaz, Capo, and Salah that you played against Man City, because Diaz, he worked a lot. He took on players. We know Nunes, he terrorized defense, but Diaz is a different kind of player when it comes to that position. He's not a point striker, but he used Diaz sometimes. Anytime you see Diaz playing up front, they kind of using a false nine. Diaz, Kakpo, and Salah. So I expected that, because Newcastle is a tough match. You're going to, especially going to St. James Park. It's always tough. That's why they're fun. And they had a fan backing them today. You saw them, you know, they had the momentum after they scored that first goal. They kept going on, kept going on. They missed some chances as well. So going to Everton, he needed to pull his best in. Trey Alexander-Arnold is back. That kid that was playing the right side today, he's not a right back defender. He's better off in the central back position than um, the right back position. So I think the position of the players today was kind of makeshift by the coach. But again, he was just trying something. Maybe he was trying something to see uh, what could be his plan B in terms of injury or suspension. So he got to put his best in when you need those games. Those that been doing it for you. I know he been rotating those guys up front there most of the time, but by now you should be able to get your starting team. He been in charge almost half of the season, and the season almost halfway. So get your rightful people in the place. Go to Everton, make sure and get the win. They need that win to put them back on track, because everybody been seeing what they're doing, and then coming out to loss, dropping 2 points and all this stuff. It's not good for them. If you draw your next game or lose your next game, the pressures continue. They're going to continue adding up. Anything that going to you now, they ain't gonna be afraid. They're gonna make sure they come at you and try to get a better result from you. So put yourself together, go to Everton, get the 3 points, and then you should be able to take it from there. And that will be a very good one for Liverpool if they can win against Everton.
All right, thank you very much. As the saying goes, the Premier League is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So we still have a long way to go. There will be a lot of twists and turns.
Right.
Everything going to lose points. So even the teams that won tonight, they're going to lose points. This is how it
Absolutely.
is.
Yep.
So we move on to the Man City game. Coming into the game today, City, they have been dreadful. There has been a basement. And their last 7 games, 0 win, 1 draw, 6 defeat. Very terrible record. But today, they brush aside Nottingham Forest 3 goals to 0. First half goal from Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Second half, Jeremy Doku completed his score 3-0 in favor of Man City. First win after so many struggles. Their first win in 8 matches. And the pressure was getting on Pep. As you saw in the Liverpool game, Pep Guardiola, he went after the spectator, showing his finger that he has 6 Premier League titles. And during a pre-match conference, he admitted that he's not a cool guy. He was only cool because they were winning and he was winning. And he got rattled by the fans. Because to make such gesture, you have to be rattled. And today, he got a victory. 3 goals to 0 against Nottingham Forest. First victory in 8 games. So, what is your take on the game?
I didn't watch Man City again today, but Man City needed a win to get them to start gaining their to regain their confidence. They've been struggling. They lost so many games, 7 games without a win. That's very strange. So to Pep Guardiola, strange to Man City. So we've been saying is game after games that Man City would need their first 2 or 3 win to get back on the winning way. Again, don't get me wrong. They won comfortably today with 3-0. That doesn't mean that Man City problems have been resolved. It's not. It's not. You got so many games to go. You got so many tough matches to play. Nottingham Forest, they've been in form. They've been playing some beautiful football. They're winning games. Uh, we saw them against Arsenal. They lost heavily to Arsenal, so it's not strange when they lost to Man City in 3-0. Uh, those are not bigger teams. Their performances will be inconsistent. Some games they will play brilliantly, and then some games you see them underperforming. So Man City winning them 3-0. It was good for Man City from Man City point of view because going it this was their 8th game, so they needed a win, they needed a confidence, they needed a victory to regain some confidence. Yes, indeed. After 7 games in succession, we never won. This is the 8th one. We got to win it to get back on track. And if they could lose today or drop another points, it gave the other competitor edge to increase the gap between they and Man City. So they needed to do everything possible to win again, and they did that. That was good for the team. It was good for the players psychologically. It was good for them. The emotion breakdown is different as compared to their past 7 games because they have gotten the win that they was looking for. It's good for Pep Guardiola, you know. On the issue about the gesture that he made against Liverpool fan, it's obvious. Frustration comes in, and then that's the time you see the real person. He been winning. He kind of used to winning trophies. He kind of used to winning games, so he'll always keep it cool, even if a fan tried to mock at him or to say some things against him. But he lost it completely against Liverpool because nobody expected Man City to lose those kind of numbers of games in the season, especially in sequence. So It's a good game for them. They won 3-0, and they also kept a clean sheet because they've been conceding in almost all the games that we're talking about, and they didn't concede today. So from every aspect of the game, it was good for Man City. This is what they were looking for, and they have gotten their win. Now look forward to their next game, their next couple of games. Maybe if they win another 2 or 3 games, they will bring back their confidence and they start fighting their way back in the top four and something like that.
All right, thank you very much for that. But let me ask you, there was an incident before the Liverpool game, according to some sources at the City practice ground, that one of Manchester City player punched Pep Guardiola in the face. And there is an unconfirmed report that that player was Edison. This is the reason why Pep Guardiola is not playing him no more. So if that is the case, as a coach, you think if one of your player attack you, what should you do?
Well, if that story is true, that player's got to be uh, penalized. They got to be punished. Maybe they don't want the media to know. That's the reason why they say allow him to be on the bench. But other coaches, you will not even be part of that lineup because the discipline. It depends. I don't know that disciplinary committee what they're supposed to do when incident of such occur. If that happened, that was very disrespectful to Pep Guardiola. That's why he going through all those things that happening around the club, and then you got no right. It could be even your own teammate. We're not even talking about a manager. It could be the least person. You can assault somebody. If you offended, there's a way to protest or there's a way to address um, your anger, not in that manner. So if that happened, he deserved more punishment than honest, reducing to the bench, you know. And the other goalkeeper that came, in for him, he's not a bad goalkeeper. He made some great save in during the Liverpool match, you know. And if that happened, I think that could end his City career because Pep Guardiola, he's somebody who doesn't take mess from players, you know, until they can resolve that incident. Even if they resolve it, um, I'm not too sure that he's going to get back in a starting lineup and be a starter for Man City as long as Pep Guardiola stay there as the manager. So I hope that report is not true. It could be, maybe if they had some argument and the coach he did respect the coach by saying some stuff. But if you go as far as assaulting somebody, there will be a huge punishment. There will be a huge punishment for that.
All right, thank you very much. We now move on to Southampton and Chelsea game today. Chelsea moved second in the Premier League table on goal difference. They defeated Southampton at the St. Mary's 5-1. Disasi put Chelsea in the lead in the 7th minute, but a few minutes later, the Nigerian international Joe Ariba equalized to make the game 1-all. But Nkunku scored in the 17th minute to give Chelsea a 2-1 lead. In the 31st minute, Steven was shown a red card, and Southampton, they were 10 men down from the 31st minute of the game. Madueke scored in the 34th minute to make it 3-1. Cole Palmer and Jadon Sancho scored late on to wrap it up for Chelsea. So, Chelsea, they are 7 points behind Liverpool. Second place on goal difference. And many people didn't expect Chelsea to be on such run. Nobody, a lot of people, they were bantering the Chelsea fan that come December, Chelsea fan will be singing a song that they want Enzo Maresca sack. But on the contrary, a lot of Chelsea fans, they are praising Maresca for the job well done. And he is performing, setting second place in the Premier League table. And a lot of people saying that Arsenal, they are in a title race, even though they are third place. But Chelsea are not in the title race. But in my opinion, I think Chelsea also stand a chance because the chances they are creating in the middle, Cole Palmer, Casado, Enzo Fernandez, they created a lot of chances today. They could have won that game by 10 goals to 1 today if they were not wasteful. And the coach rested Nicola Jackson today because, in my opinion, Chelsea squad is the biggest squad in the Premier League. They have 2 players for each position. And what is your view on the game today? And the second question, do you think realistically Chelsea is in a title race?
Well, it's obvious based upon their performances. There's no way you can squash Chelsea out of the title race. I said this in on our last show. Chelsea is playing a fantastic football. They're defending. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. They're getting those necessary 3 points. So why not? Why not? And I said this before that the reason why some people trying to rate Arsenal over Chelsea is because Chelsea is you know they are going through a transitional period. Got a new manager. They have not been consistent in the top 4 for the past couple of seasons. Arsenal have been there. They've been title contender twice in a row. So based upon those reasons, people kept on grading Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool over Chelsea, but they are in a race. Now you're saying that you know how long they've been toe to toe with Arsenal on the same points, on the same goals, and now they score so many goals today. It happened to see them in second place. So why not? Why take Chelsea out? Why don't count Chelsea as a title contender? They are. They are doing exactly what a contenders should be doing, pushing forward, winning those games, and they got a very young squad. Those guys are coming together. They get used to each other. I saw their last game before today. They used Lavia, Inzu, and Caicedo. They had the 3 guys in midfield, and they were very compact. They were very solid. They put on a brilliant performance in that game. So there's no way you can talk about those that are competing for the title this season and then leave Chelsea out. No, how many games they have to prove that to you? How many games? I know some of the reason people looking at Chelsea had not won some of those big teams. Maybe that's the reason why. It was only the first field or the first couple of games that they started. They struggle a little bit, and now they found their footing. You see them winning games, not
Yeah,
only
but
in the
they see this, excuse me, Lamija, the same, you can say the same about Arsenal. I don't, this season is like a free hit for Man United. Winning against Man United, anything you win against Man United this season, it's
right,
not really, it's not a team that competing.
right
Arsenal didn't win against City, they didn't win against Chelsea, they didn't win against Liverpool.
against Liverpool as well. So it's just the same thing. How can you just continue pushing? I think it's because maybe the media they kind of favor Arsenal, or they want to see Arsenal winning the the Premiership. So based upon that, they kept on saying those things in order to push somebody. But give somebody, be realistic. Give somebody the flower when they are doing it. They win a game, so why not? So if you ask me, from my opinion, Chelsea is a huge contender. Liverpool is not only Liverpool up there now. They're not only looking at City. They're looking at those that are behind them as well. They're looking at those that are next to them. It was Arsenal last week with goal different, or maybe you are arranged alphabetically. So Arsenal was second. Now Chelsea got more goals than Arsenal. So you got to look at the person that kept on going. They kept on pushing. They kept on pushing. Arsenal, Chelsea won some couple of games that that other teams struggled against. You know, other teams struggle against. So why would you say Chelsea is
Bournemouth,
not the contender?
Bournemouth this season, City lost there, Arsenal lost at Bournemouth.
Yeah,
Chelsea
you
went
know,
there, they won.
they won. So Chelsea is doing a fantastic job. From the Chelsea perspective, they just got to keep their heads up high, keep on winning your games one step at a time. Disregard about what is saying. They not continue as title favorite. And I will say this: I think Chelsea goal is to be part of that first four, to be part of that four, to qualify for the Champions League that they haven't played for so many for some time now. If anything come, it will be a bonus for them, you know. So the coach is doing a fantastic job. People expected him to struggle because they kind of number of players that Chelsea got. They got so many players you can get confused as to start who to bench. They got so many young qualities on that team. So he doing a very brilliant job to manage all those guys, making sure they're getting the necessary games that comes to play and they pull in performances and all this stuff. So he and Chelsea are doing great in the Premier League, doing great this season in a Europa or the Conference League, whatever they play in. They just got to keep on going until the end of the season and see where they're going to find themselves. And that's what you need as a good team. You want to be somewhere at the end of the season. You got to get those 3 points. Whenever you get the chances, you got to take on those chances. Nuclear Jackson was very artful in his finishing last season under the first manager. Now, under his term, under the new manager, he's scoring a lot of goals. He gave him assists as well. So this showed to people that the manager is doing an excellent job on that team, and he just need to keep on doing those things and make sure that Chelsea is up there.
All right, thank you very much. For me, Chelsea is in the title race. In as much as Arsenal can be in the title race and both of them have the same points, the thing Arsenal did last season before last, those seasons are gone. This is a new season. It's what you do now. And if you look at it, Antonio Conte, he took over a Chelsea side that finished outside the top four. When Mourinho was sacked, that Chelsea team finished below 6. I can't remember the exact position, but it finished below 6. And Conte came in. He won the Premier League in the first season. But for a team that finished outside Europe, they didn't qualify for the Europa, they didn't qualify for the Champions League. And the reason I say Chelsea, they are in the title race is very simple. Arsenal, they have the Champions League. When their players go play in the Champions League May week, they return to domestic action at the weekend. For Chelsea, they are in a conference league. So they have the players. In a conference league, they use their bench players in a conference league. So they can afford to do that. But Arsenal cannot use a different team in the Champions League and use another different team in the Premier League. So coming to the weekend games, after the May week games, Chelsea team is always fresh. Because those guys that will play in the Conference League, they will not start the Premier League game. So they are always fresh. Unlike the Liverpool players, unlike the Arsenal players, unlike the Man City players, they have to play in May week in the Champions League and also play in the Premier League. I think this is the edge Chelsea have over all the English teams that are playing in Europe. None of them can afford to use a different squad in a European game and use another squad in the Premier League. Chelsea is the only team that can afford to do that. So this is why they have the edge over most of the other teams. And I think because our players are always fresh, this is the reason why they are performing like this in the Premier League. So we move on to the Manchester United and Arsenal game. Arsenal defeated Manchester United 2-0 today at the Emirates. 54-minute Timber score from the corner. In a 10-minute, another corner, William Saliba score from the corner. So the 2 goals Arsenal scored today were from the corner. And the game, particularly in the first half, they look nervous. Because if you watch the game in the first half, for me, going into the game, I said I gave the edge to Arsenal to win because just for one reason, the new coach coming in almost December, the end of November, coming to December, lot of games, 2 games every 6-7 days. He had no time to instill a style of play on the player on practice ground. Just coming in, no time to work on tactics. So this is the reason I gave Arsenal the edge going into the game today. But the first half, Manchester United dominated possession at the Emirates. If you watch the game, Man United dominated the first half in possession at the Emirates Stadium. And Arsenal, they scored from 2 corners, and everybody knows this season set pieces that Arsenal biggest strength. Particularly if you're playing it at the Emirates, their biggest strength, set pieces. This is what they do. They depend on set pieces to score goals. So you have to be on the alert. And they deserve the victory. Congratulations to Arsenal for winning. As a Manchester United fan, I'm going to congratulate them for winning. But I saw something today from a team that I know this coach, giving him the time, next season, this squad going to be a different squad. Particularly when he add 2 or 3 players that will fit in his system. It's going to be a different team. Seeing the team playing like that today at the Emirates Stadium away from home, the second best team in the country for the past 2 seasons, playing like that away from home, you could see what the coach is trying to do at the football club. You could see what he's trying to do. And the negative aspect for our side, especially the second goal from the corner, we gave away that corner knowing fully well Arsenal is a threat when it comes to set pieces. Marcus Rashford had no reason to give that ball away for corner kick. Put the ball outside for throw or kick it on the Arsenal player for throw in favor of you or goal kick. So that was a self-inflated stuff. You cannot be doing that. Knowing fully well they are dangerous on corners. And I saw Ugarte. I just want to talk about him. Ugarte, many people criticize him in first few games on nothing. But that guy, he's a warrior in the middle of the pack. He knows how to. What are you playing? He knows how to win possession. But the negative about the midfield today, Bruno playing deep alongside Ugarte, it was not a good one. Bruno Fernandes, he is very careless in possession. As we saw today, he gave the ball away a few times in that game in dangerous area. You cannot be doing that against a bigger opposition. You can do that against lesser team and you get away with it because they don't have enough qualities to punish you. But against bigger opposition, you don't give the ball away like that. So playing Bruno deep alongside Ugarte, that was a mistake. But I get it. I understand because it's at the Emery. Bruno, he has a lot of energy. He has the legs to run around the pitch. Because playing Casemiro along Ugarte, Casemiro is no longer good on the ball and he cannot play under pressure anymore. And Kobe Mano, who should have played alongside Ugarte, he was suspended for the game with 5 yellow card. So I understand the code you see in there. So Arsenal, their game tactics work today. Set pieces. This is Arsenal. New tactics, especially big games. Even against Liverpool, they score against Liverpool with set piece. Against Man City, they score against Man City with set piece. This is Arsenal new tactics. They use set pieces to score goal. So now they are 7 points behind Liverpool. So Coach Martin Besson, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your view on that game today? The game between Manchester United and Arsenal.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nasa Musa. The game today it was the 211 meeting of the two teams, and for the past almost how many years now, Arsenal have not been able to win, especially at Old Trafford. And
So the game was at the
looking
Emery
at,
today.
at Emery, for them to win in a row, this is the first time. So the game there, when I saw the first 15 minutes of the game, and you just made mention of that corner kick, there where you people should have taken clue from. But each time you see the corner kick comes, the guys will go and punch up 5 players. And you know what it means, a 5 player for a team and 5 player from your team going into the air within the goalkeeper area. It very make the goalkeeper ugly today. And I started seeing that thing, and I knew I was coming on the show. I said, yeah, I will make mention of it. You're never to cognizant of that particular team today, and you kept your, I think, 2 times. You see, so your play for her, yeah, very beautiful game until the 54th minute, and you consider the first goal. And then we went on, try because your shape, I know that Manchester shape, at 4-4-2, though maybe that what you're not, maybe you're not playing it today, but the shape you got
It
in
was
our
a
midfield.
It was a 3-4-3. That coach, that's his system. A
Okay,
3-4-3 with 2 wing back.
okay. So I just started watching the match, but the while you're deployed today in our midfield, it actually gave them and poor Arsenal at bay, keep them at bay, and then until when the first cookie in the second half, and actually making use of the wing backs. Yeah. So until the second goal came again in the 4 minutes, it couldn't no longer, keep your back, or you started also to start attacking and started, finding good chances. But overall, like what you said, yeah, you follow Manchester quickly, and you see what I saw today in the tactics. They will definitely improve when the chance is given the coach. Yeah.
Mr. Koneh, let me ask you. Arsenal won today, 2-0, 2 corner key goals. So what's your take on the game?
Yeah, the set pieces have been Arsenal's strength this season, especially when they go in against bigger side. They score from corner kicks, free kicks on so many teams this season. It's one of their strengths. I didn't watch a match, but I saw it's in a fantastic form since the return of the captain. It's a transitional period from my United as well. New coach coming in the middle of the season, and they start January transfer. Um, it's gonna be a tough one for him. There'll be off and on matches. He in first couple of games he managed to win 2 games, and then today he went against a very tough side, um, title contender, which happened to be Arsenal. Um, I didn't watch that game, but it's obvious. Arsenal winning a game, Man United at the moment, it's not a big name. Manchester, it's like any other team now can go there and try to win because they're going through a whole lot of stuff. Players trying to adapt to new system, the coach trying to adapt to players and getting to know them better. Like Engine said, I didn't watch the game. The first side, you guys have a brilliant game. I was just looking at the statistic, and then when the goal came in, everything fall apart. The system players stay struggling to adapt to it. That identical system, everybody got to work. You got to start.
Sure.
You got to start working from up front when the ball is in the opposition half. All those that are playing up front, the midfield, everybody got to work. So it's going to take time for those guys to get used to that. So the game today, Arsenal um, won it because they're playing a brilliant game right now, and they used one of their game plan or their main game plan to get those goals, and they was able to defend pretty well against Manchester United to get the 3 points. They are title contender. They're not waiting to drop points right now. They're not waiting to lose game because the gap between them and the league leader. You got to take all those factors into consideration. Liverpool had a huge margin over Arsenal. Now Liverpool drop points, so Arsenal were doing everything. When those games are going on, even the games start at the same time, they'll get people communicating. Your main opposition is already ahead or he's down. So it gave the players when that communication go across the pitch, it gave them extra energy that they want to get there and cut down the points. So as the target now is to win games, game upon game, one step at a time. And they played Manchester United today at home. So the fan were behind them and they were able to get the 3 points. So I am not looking at Manchester United to be a bad side right now because they're going through a transitional period. It's obvious when those things happen, sometimes players will be there to prove to the coach that they deserve being on the team. But equally so, when you come against a very tough side, it's going to be a tough because players adapting to new system, adapting to new position, um, new instruction. Everything's kind of different. It's the same team, but everything kind of different inside. So if you got this communication, the communication that coming from the manager to the players is different from what you kind of used to that you've been playing with for the past couple of seasons. It's going to take time. And the coach said it in some of his post-match conference that it will take Manchester United time. They will get suffer, they will get beaten, losses will come, they will also win games. So people got to get used to it until they kind of get their footing, they kind of grab the system that he want them to play before Manchester United will be themselves again.
All right, thank you very much. For me, the game today, I didn't really expect for Manchester United to go to the Emirates today. The overall possession in the game was 50-50. Arsenal have 404 passes completed. Manchester United 408 passes completed. So a coach who never had a preseason can be able to go to the Emirates title contender and play a 50-50 game with them. That's a good sign. Going to the Emirates where Arsenal is competing for the title, and they have been for the past 2 seasons competing for the title and giving them a game is a good sign. And you could see from the lineup, the coach, he made 6 changes from the team that played on Sunday. He's still finding his 11, his starting 11. He's trying to find his starting 11. This is the reason why all the 4 matches he has managed, he made a lot of changes in every game he managed this season. So he's still treating the games like preseason until he can find his best 11. And I think when he find his best 11, with time to work with those guys on training ground, this thing going to improve. Definitely. Because I didn't see a style of play on Eric Ten Hag. Nobody can tell me which system Eric Ten Hag was playing with. Nobody. There was no style of play. Some game, Manchester United go play the defense from start to finish. Even against a second division team in the FA Cup. As in the FA Cup semi-final, Manchester United were leading 3-0 when Coventry City, they came from the back, they equalized all the 3 goals. Man United won their own penalty shootout. That's how poor Ten Hag team was. But the past few games that I saw from this coach, with less time to prepare for those games, I think the sign is there. There's a pattern, there's a style of play that is there. You can see the blueprint. The player only need to get used to it. And it's going to take time. We will still get beat this season, and we're still going to win some games. So I think Manchester United, the position this season in the Premier League, it doesn't really matter this season. But I think Manchester United will throw their egg in the Europa League basket. Most of the egg will be thrown in the Europa League basket, because that's another way to qualify for the Champions League. If you win the Europa League, the stronger team in our Europa League, probably maybe that Spurs, and we can beat them. Or they will even lose to a lesser team, because that's Tottenham. They will win the hard games and they lose to the lesser team. I'm sorry. Mate Bezo is a Tottenham fan. I can see Tottenham losing tomorrow and winning Sunday against Chelsea. I can see it clear. Losing to Bournemouth tomorrow, then come Sunday against Chelsea, they're going to win. This is Tottenham. So, congratulations once more to Arsenal. You guys deserve the victory. You can celebrate all you want, but the Premier League title race is on, and don't celebrate like you have won the trophy. And you're still going to drop points. This is the Premier League. You're still going to drop points. And my message to Arsenal fans, you guys should sit on the mat. The Muslims should go to the mosque and pray for Odegaard. The Christians go to the church. Arsenal fan, you pray for Odegaard to be fit for the rest of the season. Because if he gets injured, it is over for you guys. You may even finish 5th or 4th when you sustain a long-term injury. So, Mate Bezo, let me just come to you. I think the both of you ask you a few questions about, since we're about to wrap it up, about Liberian football. You can just tell all what's going on.
Yeah, that's something like that I wanted to talk to him about. He being part and parcel of the Liberian football, and we got no knowledge on it. We decided not to talk about Liberian football here because people politicize a lot of things. If we try talking about it, they come out to say a whole lot of stuff. But I'm happy to see you part of the platform. I know you're going to bring some brilliant people to us. I will urge you to invite some people to serve as guests on the platform as well. I was even looking at Benita. She being following football. I will try to convene Massa too. Massa Dukle. She's my sister. We went to school together. I'll try to convince her and bring her one day to talk about some of those challenges and issues that the Liberian football face with. She been following it, and Benita Ured, I think she kind of like more into female footballing. I'm not sure, but I can see some of her posts because we're friends on Facebook. But maybe
She
we can
sees
get in
female
touch with
football.
her. Yeah, we can get in touch with her one day to serve our guests and just elaborate on some of those things. So it's a wonderful thing to have somebody from back home being on this platform, which happened to be you. You've been in the game for so long. You coached me during my youth time. We did a whole lot of stuff, and we know the passion you got for the game. So I'm really happy to see you. Just give your input on Liberian footballing. It kind of frustrating. I know there are so many challenges, and
Benson,
thank you to have you here.
okay, I just want to say something before you go. This is the this is the Liberian League table. As you can
Okay.
see, FC Fasel, FC Fasel, they have 23 points. They are first play on the table. And Beer Mountain, second play with 20 points. Pinsville FC, third play with 19 points. And we have
Look at that.
fourth
So
place,
my team, Martin Barrow, is all the way. Oh my God.
fourth play. Martin MPRC Oilers is fourth place with 19
Oh.
points. I'm an Oilers fan. You don't know that? I've been an Oilers fan
Oh,
from day one. I'm an FPRC Oilers fan.
yeah,
19
we from
points.
LPRC. We
Yeah.
from LPRC. We are the
FPRC
others.
Oilers 19 points. Leska fifth place with 16 points. In relegation zone, the Great Mountain Barrow is 14th place with only 5 points. They are in a relegation zone with Global Farmer FC 7 points, Freeport FC 7 points. And Invincible 11 is 8th place with 9 points. So, what's your take on the Liberian League so far?
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Looking at Facia, who first play now.
Yeah, the Liberian League, Fasel coming into the league after some years, and, they are returned. So when they came, they had a space to get to the first division. So when they get there, what they did, they started spending big money. The team was taken to Egypt.
Excuse
Almost,
just excuse me, you say space to get to the first division?
yeah, when I say space, it means they came because at the time when you were here, you knew Fasel, they were playing in the second division. They came from third division, they came to second division, from there they qualified for first division. But after their boss got convicted in America and he served his sentence, while he was in that store, nobody was doing something good home here. And Liberian football is highly, almost everything in Liberia is centered around one individual. Once the person is not there, nothing goes straight. So for Fasel lost all the way to third division and everyone in the community league, what we have now. So there were no more Fasel until the return of Kasser Ko when he came. So at the time, Mohamed Kalon had just came from Sierra Leone. So he came and bought a team here. It's called Mosca FC. So the deal was on, and I think Kalon was observing the process. He changed the name to Second Kalon FC because he had Kalon FC in Sierra Leone. So when he took that team, I think before the season could end, Kasser came. And Kasser came, the owner of Fasel FC. He, and then Mohammed pulled up the team for sale. And I had him bought the team. And then waited for the league season to start. And I had Fasel somersaulted back into the first division. And then after they got those, when they got the space, and then they have to bring in a foreign coach. Coach has been here for long, who is currently working on their academy program. the youth tour, I think U15, but then they have to bring the a foreign coach who, with all the pedigree, and then he recommended that they go to camp in Egypt. They went to take part in a tournament, I think, in Egypt. They also served at their training camp. Coming from over there, or before going, they signed some former Liberian international as Quinga. So, and it was there we hear from them because that's their motto. Early preparation bring good result. The soccer missionary at their core. So they're very prepared, and that's the mark is showing on the table like you just asked me. Are you there?
Musa, you yeah.
Go ahead, I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like I said, that's the preparation that you sell. You are seeing the result on the league table, and they are the favorite for now because they just won Liga 1-0. Liga just brought in one of my colleagues called Theophilo as head coach, a media practitioner turned coach who just moved to the club 2 days ago when they sacked I think their Nigerian coach. Chico took over and his first match was with Liga, but his contract did not end with I think a contract had some problem with the club he just came from, heavy 11. So he couldn't stay on the line for that Monday. And Facet defeated Leicester 1-0, the Shipping Boys.
So Martin Benson, my from what you just explained and the chart I just saw the table of the league, is that all the big teams that used to be there before, like the like of Invisible 11, Mate Barrow, Port Club Brewed, FPRC, those guys, they're not in the top four anymore. So you got so many new clubs like topping the chart, that winning championship and all this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Watanga still remain a formidable force. FPRC also, but the game is changing, it's evolving. We have a lot of youth players that other teams are bringing on board. Like PSV, who just came from the CAF competition. So the energetic players, they are very, very swift and team. But your game plan is your game plan. The League Two is just starting, and we get a counter myth or euphoria that when it start to come around the December time, where the guys go and play for $400 and their club maybe then are not giving that amount. Some of them stay in a booster, they don't even qualify the country, but they pocket the money. So they start to get into their hair. Okay, like the promotion of Benetta USA Star team, which is Sata FC. They got some guys they brought on that team. When they were in second division, the team was camping right in Carisburg. That team was performing. But now, the first division now, though they are not on camp, but they have brought on some force players. These guys have some, how do you call it? They can't be euphoria building ahead, so they don't want to go into contact. Maybe I may be wrong, but these are some of the teams that you are seeing now for the content for the league.
So, from my understanding, it's about the inconsistency of those players is all about funding, money. They're not playing for nothing much at those big clubs and all this stuff. So whenever they hear about money somewhere, everybody want to go to that direction. So those are the challenges our footballing face, right?
Yeah, so like you talk about Matthew Baroden now, they are trying to bring Matthew Baroden down back. They just changed their coach. I think you used to know Georgie, who
Yeah.
played for RE.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the one in charge now as head. So the teams are still struggling. But unlike Facel, he's actually paying. Yeah, he got some foreign players even from Egypt or on his team. So the money issue is something because everybody want to take something, a family, take care of your family and what have you. So the case actually they want to play, but the big spending teams are not much. Yeah, and everybody can go on the leg of LPRC at once.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can be on Liga too, you know, and that's it.
All right. My question is there any any program set up by the youth and sport from the start of the league, like television right for uh, a subsidy to go to all those struggling teams that don't have strong financial or good financial background, that the government got to come with some subsidy to try to help them in terms of maintaining their players, their technical staff, medical staff, and all the stuff to keep the team running. Is there anything like that in our Liberian football?
Yeah, yes. We not say a maybe as a PS, but the LFA, not the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but the FA is doing well. They are they are giving team equipment, giving them money to prepare and in a for the league season. And the clubs are very the FA have brought some modernization to the game where club had to be lazy. CAF have sent people here to train people to be club lazy. So now I can tell you now, go to so play, check the player, and and everybody now is not we're not playing no longer, we're playing cards. Yeah, we don't have a playing card issue team now. So we have a system that teams are playing in now. So the club lesson system, you have to get your own fee, their requirement, you have to get your own office, and got to get Melik. So the FA provide money for that, team, how you run your team, if you have bull, sell up also. So some teams are very up to the tax. So most of them make some of the criteria, but some of them are still struggling with it. But just the FA get, trying to control
The
it.
reason why I ask that question is because we know football around the world is very expensive. The game changed significantly. It's not the kind of football we used to play before that's playing right now. Younger players, every players that they looking up there, they want money, they want something to take care of their family, to upkeep them. There's whole lot surrounding footballing that requires money these days. You know, and Liberia happen to be our economy is not strong enough to sustain or to fund some of those clubs. There's a lot of struggling teams club in Liberia. The like of those big names before we used to see individual coming in to take responsibility to pump in money to take care of those clubs. On that Lisca, then they kind of institutionalize. I don't know, they institutionalize some of those clubs. I know FPLC is an institution um, uh, club. So how can we move forward with the kind of challenges? Because there's huge challenges with labyrinth footballing. How can we move forward? What are some of your recommendations?
Yeah, see, like you talk about the club getting money. Second, through the Liberian Football Association, the partnership, they doing very well. But I think we need once the investment come into the country, some of those clubs, we got link with those people like Beer Mountain. They send that investment came, and there was a team funded on our side. So the team now is being owned by the company on our side. So probably if that company stay here for the next 10 years, they will be being supported by that particular company. So
Okay, AJ, let me hold you right there. You just strike a brilliant point about uh company or some institution coming to take over some of those clubs. Why can't we see the big names that got bigger fan club that got bigger fan base like Mate Barrow, Invisible 11? Why can't some of those company come to take over then? Is it individual in a way that try to black if somebody comes to take? Because if you want to get a strong support in Liberia, some of those clubs, you got to look at their history, their fan base. Those two teams got a biggest fan base in Liberia. I know they are down. Mate Barrow, um, Invisible 11, uh, Port. Port got, why is Port is down as well? That's my next question. Because it's sponsored by the National Port Authority, and that team is owned by the National Port Authority, like the way
yeah,
APRC own others. So why is it that some of those companies that go over there that can look at Martin Barrow or Invisible 11 that they want to take or sponsor them or to partner with them?
yeah. So like you regularly said, the two clubs that you just mentioned, Mate Barrow, they got the largest fan base. But then people are coming now, like individual. I think Thomas Fala took over RE, and he came I think called Ghana V FC. He was over it. And let me tell you, the truth here is that some of the teams that you talk about, the Port and LPRC, from the time I was a kid, and then growing up after the Liberian Civil War, we came back, we even started to participate and go with them there, to places. The manager, those that come there as management, if they are not involved with the football, nothing can go good. I think you can prove me right. You're all in Liberia. LPRC, I think, agency for government, but some administrator when they come, some manager, they only focus on basketball.
Yeah, I think we're having some network issue with engine. He was there. Go ahead, Musa. I think you're muted.
Yeah, for Labra, football is a very difficult thing because football in Europe and most part of the world, like for example, most of the clubs in those countries, they are based in a particular region or part of the city, and all the locals from that part of the city support the club. Even the people that have money from that region, they try to buy share in the club. The Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, let's look at those two clubs. They are now owned by billionaires around the world. They are owned by the fans. All the people from the region, from Madrid, especially the rich people, they have share in that football club. The same as Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is owned by the fans. Those from Munich, most of the rich people, they buy shares. So for me, I think it will be necessary. Club like Mate Barrow, club like Invisible 11, it will be necessary for them to try to put those club to put a share. They can create share try to sell the football club in that way. Like even fans that have some money, they can invest in the club. The so-called rich people, they don't have to invest in that club. Even a die-hard fan, they can come together, they can structure it in such a way wherein, okay, this person buys so amount of share, the other person buys so amount of share. That's just investment. The game in our country, it needs investment. Without investment, the game is not going anywhere. And until, like in Europe, you see Liverpool, there's a city in England called Liverpool. Liverpool is in that city. Everton is in that city. So, two Premier League teams in that same city. So, the city is almost divided into two. Almost half of the city for Everton and half of them for Liverpool. And they go to the games. This is how they generate revenue. Those fans go to the game. Those fans buy the merchandise the club will produce. Everything. But in Liberia, we don't even the football team, they don't have a stadium. That's the first thing. How are you going to generate revenue from your own stadium? They don't have it. And for team like MPA, FPRC, all us, they are owned by entities. So they have a lot of investment than club like Mate Barrow and IE. And I think something should be done, especially IE and Barrow. They are traditional team. You cannot allow that tradition to fail. They are traditional team. They are being existing for over 70 years. You cannot allow those teams to just fail like that. For those teams to be eradicated or for those teams to leave the first division league. You cannot allow it. So some of the people that have money, they need to invest in football. That's the bottom line, investment. Before investment, the game is not going anywhere. Or look around all the countries. Cote d'Ivoire, I'm not going to Europe because they invest a lot of money in football. Places like Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, they do a lot of investment in the sport. So this is why they always go into the Nation Cup. This is why they have a lot of youthful players that are going to Europe every season to play their trade for the bigger team in Europe. So I think like bro, that's the only thing we need. We have to take care of our club. We have to invest in the league. That's it. Without investment, we're not going anywhere. So just give me your party comment. I just try to wrap it up because I will contact him later to tell me when he will be available because I'm trying to find a date. Like we're only talk about Liberian football.
Made my parting comment on Liberian football. Matthew Besson, unfortunately for us, we lost it due to maybe the internet or the connection problem.
Let me see.
But like you said, we something need to be done in our country. All right, something need to be done. Those two clubs that we just mentioned, Liberian football, start with them. It's a huge history with Matthew Barrow and the Invisible 11. You know, the club being out of our footballing is so sad. It's so sad. They got a bigger fan base and they need to try to institutionalize it among the fan base. It don't necessarily gotta be millionaire. Set up a system, set up a system that will bring the fan back together, that will bring um the fan, that will get them involved actively with the team. We know there's huge economic challenges in our country, but you got to try to start doing something. Most of those fans got people abroad. They do have fans abroad as well. Martin Barrow, IE got fan abroad. Of since the war, we realized that you got more Liberian that traveled than before. So you can even establish a fan base across or overseas, for Mate Barrow and Invisible 11. We need those two teams. We need them in Labyrinth football. They makes it, they makes things interesting. They make it so interesting to people to the extent that we used to see it when we were, kids in Liberia, Mate Barrow and IE, when they're going, when the teams are playing, even they're playing other teams. You can see the momentum. You can see how it used to be in the country. People talk about it. So I don't think it's like that. Every time I go for vacation in Liberia, I don't see people talking about Liberian footballing like that anymore. Club going to play it and all this stuff. They don't talk about it except for the county me. The same momentum that in the county me was the same thing I used to be with I and Barrow before. So it's the same energy people taking from there and carrying it to
Yeah.
me,
Uh,
the same kind of energy. So
yeah.
the people love the game. We just need system. They're just system they need to put into place to get things on track for those club that we're talking about. They got huge history with Liberian football. There's no way you discover Liberian football without I and Barrow. You know, they are traditional football club in our country. So whosoever are in charge, the management, those that are in charge of the footballing authority in Liberia, they got to get involved. They got to do something about it, and they got to be done. If you want Liberian football to keep going, you can't take the people. If you take I and Barrow out of Liberian football, or they are or if they are absent, you're taking a huge taste, from our footballing. They got to be part and parcel, and they need to help them to get back on track. The FA need to play serious a role. Whosoever in charge of the management of those teams or those clubs, they need to do better. Football is not like before. You got to get in, you got to get partnership. You got to go up there and lobby. You got to establish your fan base all over in America, here in Europe. You got people within those era that love those clubs to their heart. They can do a lot of things for them. But if you don't have the raffle people, to put the raffle mechanism into place, it's always going to be like that. So we hope and pray that people can listen to some of those things that we're saying. People can listen to those that are advocating for those clubs to see how best they can put some things into places to bring them back to life.
All right. Thank you very much. Coach Bezon, you listening? You hearing him?
No, I hearing somebody in the
Oh, you're not
background, but
hearing him?
no.
Hello?
I'm getting you.
Okay. Let me just ask you, right? I just want you to give your parting comment because you went off. So just make it brief.
I better take somebody came to me.
You hearing
So
him?
I
You
already
hearing
gave my
him?
party coming. Yeah, I get it here now.
You hear me?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I want to take this time to tell you, my young brother, myself, thank you for establishing such a program that some of us will have the opportunity, to the country and our friends around the world about what is unfolding, especially when it comes to Liberian football and how we look at other issues, teams and other people to bring our view to it. Yes, they have left from in a plaza, we used to say back then in Canada, and they argue you Manchester Fair, 20 fair. But I think our lecture, Umadi is an amateur, you are Manchester Fair, must be fair, and Yaya is a Liverpool fan. Today this particular program, of, is a no surprise to me. So I want the Almighty God to help you. So you can continue with it as you check around, like you brought me on today. We start to build a platform so that we can help change the course of action in our country. All right. So my party coming here is football is universal. And what you see happening over there in Europe, it can happen here. All right. But people who hold the game, who play the game, who take things for the game, in the game, they are not willing to promote or they are not putting interest in it. They are the head pullers. You see? So the one Yaya was just talking about, and you emphasize on the investment company coming to take initiative other clubs and team and keeping them up. Yes. Kotoko will never go that easily in Ghanaian football. You see, before everybody became all of them, begin peace building, one way or the other, one way or they run away your father or your mother or your father. So I want to actually support that so that you can see everything that it is actually building the people who are running football in Liberia, leadership is trying. They are trying their best, working along with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. They are actually trying their best, to do something. So you can see that the third piece of clubs are growing. Each they have their plan, I say have their plan, and when they meet on the field, it can be easy. Yeah, Black Man Warrior, another team that just came up. Yeah, so they are very competitive. The fan base are growing, but it's very slow also too, because when you hear some of the practice for those jerseys that the people put up for people to buy, so people are struggling men, also they can afford $13, $14, anything. But I just want to say that the game is evolving, is developing more and much more. And now I saw it to be before. Imagine Tukafi now is artificial top. So Uganda is going to do so, Buchanan, and have Banga also will be coming on. So the leadership here all football are doing well, and I want to say kudos to them.
Coach Benson, so I will call you later for us to discuss when you will be available for us to get a day, just one day on the show to only discuss Liberian football. So thank you very much. I appreciate the time you gave us today. You have a pleasant day.
Thank you, Adrian. My regard to the family.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right. That was the voice of Mr. Umaru Koneh, CKA Coach Mate Bezon. He used to be the coach of Moravia FC in the late 90s and the early 2000s. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we come to the end of this program. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the Football Heritage. The link is there, it's in the description. Please use that link to subscribe. And if you don't know how to use the link to subscribe, please use the Football Heritage. Go to your YouTube. You can please go to your YouTube and tap the Football Heritage. Just tap it in, the Football Heritage, and it's going to pop up and you just subscribe. Please subscribe to us So we'll see you on Friday because we have a lot of games at the weekend. Friday, we will be here at the same time to give our pre-game analysis, our pre-match analysis on Friday evening. It will be 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time, and our West Coast time will be 3:30. If you are in Liberia, the time will be 11:30 p.m. So thank you very much for tuning in. You guys have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out of here.